you follow my Instagram, you'll probably know that I recently went to the UK and I did a lot of shopping there. I bought 4 brushes from the Real Techniques Bold Metals collection. So I got the 203 Tapered Shadow Eye Brush. It looks pretty cool. I got the 101 Triangle Foundation Brush, which has got this kind of odd triangular tapered shape, and it's really good for getting to create the creases of your face as you apply. The next one I bought was the 300 Tapered Blush Brush. I love the rose gold handle with the pink bristles on top. Compared with the Real Techniques blush brush, you can see it's a much smaller tapered top, so you get a bit more of a precise application with this one. And finally I got the 301 Flat Contour Brush. You can contour in the cheeks and then blend it long ways, and you can also just use the corner to contour the side of your nose. If I compare these two, this one feels really light, this one's got some weight to it. I haven't seen any other brushes that look like this, so they're a nice addition to my collection. Next I got a couple of bits from MAC. One of these is Prep and Prime Fix Plus, because I use that all the time. And the other one is brush cleanser. This is what they use in store between trialing makeup and people. They pour a bit on the cloth and just wipe off any excess makeup, and it's got alcohol in there, so it also acts as a disinfectant to your brushes as well, which is great if you want to give it a quick rinse in between uses. You can also use it to deep cleanse. It works very, very well just for spot cleaning. One other thing I bought, the Falsies Volume Express Flared. My sister had amazing eyelashes, and so this is what she said she was using, so I picked it up. It's kind of almost flat on one side and then very curved on the other side. I haven't used it yet, but I will. Okay, so a couple of random pieces next. The first one is the Mary Luminizer by The Balm. I don't think you can get this in New Zealand, I've never seen it. It's just a really amazing highlighter. Actually reminds me quite a lot of the MAC Soft and Gentle. All of their packaging actually for all of their products is very cute. Something else I picked up, the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I'd heard so much hype about this. I was so excited to try it, and I've got to say, I'd love it. I went and topped up on Porefessional. This is like a super-sized one. I doubled the product, but it was only something like £6 more than a regular size tube, and it's pretty big. That's going to last me a long time. Next thing I was another rebuy. They're real. I've been wearing this mascara for years. If you saw my blog post about my wedding makeup a little while ago, I've been buying it ever since then. Very unique. I haven't seen anything else like that, and you'll see it's got sort of the bristles sticking out right at the very tip there, and they're really good at getting the corners. It's not for everyone. I know some people say they actually aren't a fan. When I was in duty free, I picked up a mini roller lash. Again, I've heard really good things about this, but I've heard that it's not for everyone, so I didn't want to buy a full-size one in case I didn't like it. The brush shape, it's almost flat one side and quite curved the other side. My first impression was not as good as they're real. I've been dying to try some of the new brow products from Benefit, and so I decided to get the Precisely My Brow pencil. With all the new eyebrow products, I think the packaging is very, very unique. Almost looks a bit space agey. This one almost looks like a dart. So on the one end you've got the spoolie, and the other end you've got the wind up pencil, so you don't need a sharpener, and it's a very, very fine tip, so you can get those very accurate brow strokes. And one final thing, this pencil sharpener, this little end piece can pop out, so you can fit really large pencils in there or slim it down, and it comes with this bit in the middle that comes out, and you can clean any chunks out, which is very cleverly thought of. I'd actually bought one of these creamy concealers, radiant creamy concealers before. I just bought backup because I just love it so much. It's my new favourite, and I thought while I'm over there, why not? Another thing I bought to try was this Pro Prime Instant Line and Pore Perfector. I'd read reviews online. It was a bit hit and miss. I'll try and show you on the camera. It just makes the skin look so smooth. And I thought, wow, if it can do that to my hand, imagine what it can do to my face. I get a crease here on my forehead when like an expression line, and I don't mind that, but when I wear my normal amount of makeup, I end up getting a collection of it there in the middle of my head. And I'd read reviews of people saying that it stops that happening because it's already filled the lines with the Pore Perfector, and I've got to say it does make a massive improvement. The other two things I picked up from NARS is NARS blush in Orgasm. It's such a pretty colour. The idea of it, it's supposed to look ever so slightly flushed, as the name suggests. And the final NARS product I bought was a bronzer, NARS Laguna, and again, I'm wearing it today and I just think it works well for an all-over bronzer. It works well for a bit of contouring. The two brands that I was most excited to go in store, decide what I wanted, are Urban Decay and Too Faced. On my list to buy was the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Obviously, as the name suggests, Born This Way, it's supposed to look really natural on your skin. Infused with coconut water, alpine rose and hyaluronic acid. For reference, in MAC I'm NW15 and in Too Faced I'm porcelains. The other thing I was absolutely dying to try was the Better Than Sex mascara. As you can see, the brush is quite a thick hourglass shape. It feels quite weighted, and I've noticed that the weight is in the lid, but I just wonder if it's, in case you drop it, that it lands brush down. I don't know. I was a bit worried that this was going to be quite clumpy, but I've fallen in love with it. I definitely recommend it. I was pleased with that. I picked up one of the Melted Matte liquid lipsticks in the shade Cool Girl. I'm wearing it now. It's definitely the kind of colour that I'd go for. I really like the formula putting it on. It doesn't transfer. It does feel a little bit more sticky and it's less drying. I don't think it quite lasts as long as some of my others. Lastly, from Too Faced, Chocolate Bar Palette, and it smells divine. It's cocoa powder infused in the shadows. This is what I'm wearing today. I'm yet to try this colour. I just swatch it on my hand. The Marzipan is the main shade I've got on this part of my lid here. It looks beautiful, it smells beautiful. It also comes with this little insert in there, and it's got 3 different eye looks that you can try, and then on the reverse of that it shows you which colours to put where. So the final brand I was dying to play with is Urban Decay. The first thing I'm going to show you is the All-Nighter Setting Spray. I actually did have this before. I bought this, I think it was for my wedding. I used it and I loved it, and then afterwards I think I gave it to a friend. You've got 2 lids. I wouldn't say it has no smell, but it's very light and duty free. I got the Naked palette. I thought it's another neutral palette. As much as I'd want it for my collection, what's it going to do for me? But I actually then went in and swatched, I think, these 2 golds, the Half Baked and Smog. I just could not believe how dense they were. There's also another really gorgeous colour in here that I love, Sin. It's this beautiful shimmery pink. Again, it's so much pigment in there. These 2 darker ones here, Creep and Gunmetal. I'll go for Hustle as well. Really, really cool. They've all got this really nice shimmer to them. This came with, I'll just show you these, the sample of the eyeshadow primers. And I've actually so far only used the sample for the original, and I was really pleased with it. It did exactly what it said it would do, and so I went out and I got one. And it comes just this little tube with a kind of flat, soft applicator that's really, really gentle on your eyelids. It doesn't pull, and it only puts a tiny amount on there because with the samples you're squeezing out a little bit of product. It's really easy to use too much. This is so easy to just dab a little bit on. So the final thing I bought from Urban Decay, I told myself if I buy any more eyeshadow palettes I've got to go for something a bit more colourful, because I think besides my Beauty Killer palette, All of my palettes are pretty much neutrals or variations of neutral. So this is the Vice Reloaded palette. It's the 20-year anniversary, and they've got their best-selling shadows from that time. This is really cool. It's, you can see it actually is kind of a 3D, this cool button that you just it's got this huge mirror in there. Here are the shadows themselves. It comes with a little brush. I mean, they're not amazing, but they're actually really usable, which you don't often get in palettes. Smog, this is the same shade that I loved from the Naked palette. You've got some really cool colours here. I actually created a look, I'll insert a picture, for my sister's hen do, a really cool purple eye look, and I used Freak Show, Asphyxia, and I think a little bit of UVB. One of my absolute favourite shades in this palette is Road Stripe here. It's almost translucent, but in the light kind of picks up flecks of blue. It's an amazing inner corner colour. Gold Mine, more yellow gold than any of the colours that are in the Naked palette. Oil Slick colour. And a nice smoky black there. I want to do a more in-depth review on this and come up with some kind of really cool funky look. So watch out for that one. That's all. Thanks so much for watching. And if anything that I've shown you want to see a bit more of an in-depth review on, or a bit more of a demonstration, then please let me know and I'll make sure I do that for you. Bye!